absolutely insane.
I'm ready to run through a wall.
We're going to run some clock. Or maybe some attack.
This team is destined.
I guess this is what I get for believing in this baseball team. I guess this is exactly what I get for putting my faith and my trust and hyping this baseball team up. Phillies lose game 1 to the Dodgers. They lose game 1. The way that they come out and play Monday night, game 2, is going to show so much about this baseball team. It's going to show so much about their character. Because I'll tell you what, all week I was talking about how this baseball team looks, this is the most resilient baseball team that they've had in this era of winning. And I'll tell you what, the way that they looked today when things got tough, they looked heartless, they looked gutless, they had no heart, they looked beyond pathetic. I just watched such an embarrassing brand of baseball. And again, I guess this is exactly what I get for being excited, hyping up this team, being confident about what they're going to bring to the table. This is the way I'm cursed. I'm cursed. Something's not right here. Rob Thomson got outmanaged from the jump. Rob Thomson, before the game even started, lost this baseball team the game today. Your bullpen has no guts. Your lineup has no guts. They have zip. The only person with big enough kahoonies, Christopher Sanchez. The only one with big enough kahoonies, day in, day out, is Christopher Sanchez, man. It's Christopher Sanchez. This brings back nightmares of last year. Remember last year? Perfect start out of Wheeler. Perfect start out of Wheeler. Rob Thomson takes him out. You could say you like that or you don't like it, whatever the case is. Rob takes him out. Bullpen comes in. Bullpen can't handle business. Bullpen cannot take care of business and preserve the lead. That happened just last year. Philly, I mean, it's literally deja vu. Last year, the Phillies do the same thing. They get a lead early. Great start out of their starting pitcher. Their ace, great start. Bullpen comes in, can't handle business. Can't take care of the things that are supposed to be simple. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that constantly I have to see a baseball team that just like when the lights are bright, whoa, where are you? Where are you? I mean, is the world caving in, man? I don't know. Is the world caving in yet? No. Right? World's not caving in. But it's getting there. It's seriously it's seriously at that point right now where I don't know. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. And again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. The way that they come out Monday night is going to say a lot about their character. It's going to say a lot about their guts. Does this baseball team have guts? I thought they did, man. I thought they did. Phone lines are buzzing tonight, and I'm sure there's a reason for that, right? There's a reason for that. We're going to try and get as many phone calls in tonight. Let's take our first call of the night. Let's go to Gavin. What's up, Gavin?
Dude, I'm speechless, man. I mean, this is fucking pathetic. This is awful.
It is, man. It's so bad. It's so heartless. It's so gutless. It's terrible.
Dude, I just don't understand how the your top three guys go 1 for 11. Yeah. 1 for 11 in the playoffs. Like, it just doesn't sum up. I don't get it, man. It's every year they do this. It's awful. Yeah, I mean, once, when JT had that triple, that 2-row triple, we were like, okay, like, get things going. Offense looks okay. Sanchez looks great. And then, Sanchez gets tired. Oh, bullpen comes in. We got 40-year-old David Robertson who doesn't know how to control the ball at all, and then you have Strom, of course, who gets out, almost gets out with 2 outs and just leaves a fastball right down the middle just for Teoscar to take him yard. It's awful, man. It's awful.
It's awful. It was off from the jump, and I agree with you, bro. And when I saw in that second inning where you got the walk by Bohm, and then that single by Marsh, and then JT hits that triple, and it finally seemed like, hey, we got Shohei rattled. Shohei can't handle the pressure. Here we go. Boys are ready to go. This is the baseball team that I've been talking about all week. We're ready. We're ready for the moment. Well, that lasted about a couple minutes. It lasted about a couple minutes. That's about it. Oh, dude, it's so bad. So let me ask you this. I'm gonna go in on Rob Thomson. I'm just going to attack Rob pretty soon. It's building up. My emotions for Rob Thomson are building up as I go. I do agree with you that the fact that your guys Schwarber and Harper are trying so hard to hit the ball 3,000 feet that they forget that just getting on base and just hitting around works way better than trying to constantly hit the ball 3,000 feet. So let me ask you this. What was like the worst thing of the game? Like, what is your biggest key to the loss tonight?
Honestly, man, like you said, it's swinging for the fences. I mean, that was the problem, and that was the problem I was talking about with some of my buddies earlier. I was like, they cannot swing for the fences. You need just to get on base, okay? The playoffs are a sticky situation where mistakes that are known and made, they cost you. They cost you big time. So when you swing for the fences and you lose that play discipline and then you get rattled, you're fucked. I'm sorry, but you're so done. And another part that bothered me was they would get runners on base with 2 outs, and they couldn't drive him in. Like with Sosa, with the bases loaded, 2 outs, you can at least, hit a base hit, and that's 1 run. But no, all these guys think that you're going to swing for the fences and just win the game. That's not how baseball works.
Yeah, no, literally. I thought when they put Amundo Sosa in and they kind of gave up on Brandon Marsh, who I thought played good tonight. He did enough. Like, I'm not throwing any blame on him. He had a hit. He was there. He did fine, right? I'm not attacking him by any means. But when you throw Sosa in the mix, fine. But, like, you're giving up on one of your guys who have been pretty clutch for you all year. It's awesome, so again, like, I agree with you 100% that the offense and swinging for the fences, like that is your recipe for disaster. They did it last year. They did it in the NLCS. But I think that the way that the bullpen handled themselves tonight was a disgrace. I think Rob Thomson screwed them from the jump. From the absolute jump, he screwed them. He did. Gavin, my man, you got anything else for me? Any last, like, little bit of a rant? I know everybody wants to rant. I know. Just what else? You got anything, bro?
I could go on and on, dude, but I want to save some time for other people, man. Give them the time. Only thing I have to say is, Sosa, when you hit the ball, don't pimp it, bro.
Oh, yeah,
There's no point to pimp a fly out.
He thought he crushed it, bro. He thought he crushed
it. That annoyed me so much, man. I was like, you dummy.
He thought he cranked that. I'm so done. I can't. I can't. Gavin, thank you for the phone call, man. Thank you for the phone call. 215-839-8246. That's the number to get in here on the conversation. Phillies lose game 1. And I said coming in, I said, hey, you want to win this series, you have to win game 1. You can't be down. Like, here's the thing. You cannot be down 0-1 in a series to the defending champs. Because I promise you, the Dodgers are a very good baseball team. And in all seriousness, the Phillies are a good baseball team too. Like, let's not get it twisted. The Phillies are also a good baseball team. But I don't like that I have to be down 0-1 in a game, in a series, to the defending champs, where David Roberts is going to outcoach Rob Thomson, where their lineup is going to be able to put hits together better than the Phillies are. Right? I don't like that. I don't like that scenario. And you were up 3-0 early, and you allowed Shohei to actually set, because in that first and second inning, he looked in the first inning, he looked good. Second inning, he gave up the runs, the 2 RBI triple to JT, then that sac fly, right? Like he was not settled in though. But once that second inning ended and he hit up in the third, the fourth, like this, he settled in. And the fact that this baseball team allowed him to settle in is an absolute disgrace. Absolute nightmare. Phone lines are going again. What's up, man? What's your name?
It's Little John from Little Italy.
All right.
I'm back on this fucking show. That was a fucking disgrace. Let me say, that was a piece of shit. I cannot believe I just wasted my Saturday night watching that fucking game.
I can't believe it again. Yeah.
It's a shame. You put in Nick Hacienda, he's just swinging at the first fucking thing. It's a piece of salami. I mean, what are you fucking doing?
No, it's a complete disaster. This team has no heart. They have no fight. They have no will to win, man. They got no will to win. What's your biggest angriness at tonight?
You gotta friggin' wake up, man. It's like everyone's asleep, Romito. It's a triple, and everyone decides to hit the fucking snooze button and go take a nap.
Yeah, no, they thought JT was their saving grace. JT hit, showed up, so we don't have to show up. That's what they thought.
I mean, it's terrible. Yeah, Bryce Harper goes and has a baby 2 days before and forgets how to play fucking baseball.
Yeah, well, they all forgot
It's
how to
terrible,
play baseball
man.
tonight. The fact that your two best guys, the guys that you trust with your life out there, swinging at pitches, trying to hit the ball 5,000 feet instead of just putting the ball in play, that's a disaster. The managerial decisions is a disaster, right?
Definitely.
It's just I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That was an ugly game, man.
It
You have
was.
a lead and you just give it up. Strom comes in. I don't know what the hell he's doing. They're up at the friggin' home run, and all of a sudden everyone's pouting and pissing and friggin' gave up.
Well, they tried
their
to
tails like a bunch of.
They what they did, and what bothered me is that Rob had Tanner Banks warming up for the longest time. Then he sits Banks down, and he decides to put a Strom in. And what world does that make any sense? Before I started the show, I'm listening to I guess they did interviews out on the field, and they had Teoscar Hernandez interviewed. He said all week we knew if Strom came in, Strom would throw that high fastball, and I like high fastballs, and he didn't miss it. He definitely didn't miss it.
No, he didn't.
He knew the pitch was coming. My man, you got anything else for me, bro?
Tuesday should be better. Nah, Monday. Monday it should be better. Tomorrow we got. Who cares about baseball? We got the birds, but Monday should be better.
Well, tomorrow would feel way better with a Phillies win. But thank you for the phone call, bro. Thank you for the phone call. 215-839-8246. Let all your anger out. Let all your frustration out. Such a disaster. Such a disaster. Let's go to Luca in South Jersey. What up, Luca?
Hey, what up, Pop?
What up?
Every year we gather for Red October. We get excited. We always say, go Phillies. And every single year we have the same conversations. In 2022 with Wheeler. In 2023 with Kimbrel. And last year with Wheeler again in Game 1. And this year with David Robertson. When are we going to say that Rob Thomson is a terrible manager?
I think it's coming, man. I really, really do.
Like, at some point, he has to realize you can't keep making these decisions. Just because Christopher Sanchez allows a 2-run double, he has been pitching lights out the whole game. Keep him in to finish the inning. Why bring a 40-year-old who was pitching in South Jersey in a men's league 2 weeks ago?
I love, and that's a decision that, I don't know where they came up with that, right? Like, my thing is I was perfectly fine with Rob leaving Sanchez, and I know Sanchez, he was exhausted. Like, you could tell he was exhausted, right? So I have no problem, that they were eventually going to take him out. But in my mind, I wanted to keep him in. I think your best bet is just letting Sanchez ride. I know Sanchez gave up the big 2-run double to right. It was Sanchez, right, that gave up that big 2-run double to for Kiki. But, other than that, like, I would have just let him stay in there and finish the inning. And because you threw David Robertson in there, fine. But throwing a 40-year-old in there to get an out or two and then let them sit for 10 minutes in the dugout and then sending them back out for the next inning. That's a
Let's
recipe.
bring him back in. Yeah, terrible.
That's a recipe. That's an
awful.
absolute recipe for disaster. Now, here's the thing: if you were going to do that, right? Like if you were going to bring in a reliever after Sanchez in that inning, right? If you were like, okay, if he gives up a hit, he gives up a run, we're taking him out. Why would you not throw Kirkring in there? Now, I don't have the biggest trust.
I like Kirkring.
Right. I don't have the biggest trust in Orion Kirkring, but if you're going to throw a pitcher in, have him get 1 out or 2 outs, and then have him sit on the bench for 10 minutes and then come back out. I'd rather have the 25-year-old do that instead of the 40-year-old. Like, I mean, like, these are decisions that you have to make.
Baffling decisions.
Like,
and then another thing, I know Bader was hurt and all. Castellanos came in. Like, if they're saying he was hurt, okay, fine. But my biggest pet peeve is, where was the top of the lineup tonight?
Yeah. They gave you
every year.
They gave you Ugats.
Same with last year.
They gave you Ugats. And I mean, all week coming in, I said, look, you know what you're going to get out of Harper, Schwarber, and Turner. I said that. Hear me out. I said that you know what you're going to get out of them. You need your bottom of the lineup, your Stotts, your Marshes, your Bohms of the world, your JTs, and honestly, your bottom of the lineup gave you what you a little more than you expected. They came in and played better than I would have expected, right? It wasn't just one guy. Like Marsh had a hit, Stott had a hit, Bader was on base, JT with a big 2-run triple, Kepler with a 9th inning double, right?
Bohm working that walk.
Bohm worked the walk. Like, they were getting on base. They were trying everything they could. But once the top of the lineup came up, there was none. Like, there was no life. There was no fight. Schwarber struck out, like 10 times tonight? He struck out like 10 times. Harper.
Oh, this is a fun fact, Poppy, and you'll like this.
Hold on. Here's something I'll tell you. Bryce Harper swung at every single first pitch that came his way tonight. Disaster. Go ahead.
Kyle Schwarber, in his past 22 postseason at-bats, 0 for 22.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
And I know he's been great this year, but at some point, there has to be an adjustment made.
There has to be. Now, here's the thing. Like, I know these guys were pressing way too hard, bro. They were pressing way too hard. Like, that makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense to me. These guys are getting paid. Bryce Harper is being paid $300 million. And I'm going to be honest. I love Bryce just like everybody else loves Bryce, but I'm willing to call him out. Bryce Harper has been so mediocre since like that 2022 Bedlam at the Bank, and then that Dodgers series in 2023. That was the last time he showed up big. He didn't show up last year. I mean, he had a home run in game 2, but he didn't show up big time. When you needed him last year, when you needed him this year, you got Ugats from Harper. You got Ugats from Schwarber. He's
supposed to be the face of our franchise.
You got nothing for.
He's the face of our franchise.
Dude, in this inning, Bader got hit by the pitch, and then Stott had the single. And then you cannot score after that. Then how about Castellanos comes on in the 7th with 2 on, 1 out, and he grounds into the double play. He grounds into a double play. It's
the same Castellanos chasing swing as we've seen for years.
He's arguing
what do we think's going to happen? It's the same. Why do you think he's benched? Why don't you think he's making $20 million a year and he's sitting on the bench?
Every single week, this guy comes. Every single day, every single week, this guy comes in. Oh, I should be playing. Well, when you come in situations where there's bases loaded and 1 out in the 7th inning, and your team needs you, your team needs your veteran presence, and you gave them nothing to cheer about. You grounded into a double play. You didn't just strike out or fly out. You grounded into it. You completely ruined it. Absolute disaster. I'm just reading my notes here. They showed no fight. Harper and Schwarber are trying too hard to swing. Rob Thomson managed this game horribly from the friggin' jump. Absolute disaster. Luca, my main man, you got anything else for me, bro?
Not much. Just that I would put number 1 on that list is the managing. I mean, we say that. We've been saying it for the past 4 years. Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Luca, thank you for the phone call, man. I greatly appreciate it. 215-839-8246. I'm angry. You're angry. Let me be your. Just vent to me. I'm venting to you guys, right? I'm venting to you guys. You guys, hey, you guys vent to me. Let's go to Alex in Nebraska. What is up, Alex?
You know, so what do you even say? I missed, a little bit of the game because I saw Nebraska almost lose to Michigan State. But, luckily we came back and won it, unlike the Phillies. Phillies showed no heart today. It's plain and simple. But, that's what happens when you have a bench manager as your, actual manager. And, he doesn't get anyone fired up. He doesn't get the team ready. He puts out a terrible lineup. He's putting the wrong pitchers in. But, it's the same old stuff every year. Same old stuff every year. What changed? What changed from the team this year to last year? Nothing. Nothing changed.
No,
And it starts with our manager.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing over and over and over again. That's what we were talking about before you called in. Every day, every year, it's the same thing over and over again. Now, here's what I will say: when I watch this baseball team this year, and I've said this in my pre-games and my previews, that this is the most resilient group of the Phillies that I've seen in this era. Since like 22, 23, like this is the most resilient group. But I'll tell you what, tonight they showed no resilience. They showed no heart. They showed no fight. They showed absolutely no will to win. Just an absolute disgrace. I mean, the Castellanos grounded out in the double plays. Bryson Stott at the end of the game popping up. Then you're going to pitch hit Brandon Marsh, and I get it, lefty on lefty, you don't want that. But in this situation, I'm riding with a guy who already had a hit in the game and has had clutch hit for you all year long. The fact that you don't want to stick and ride it out with one of your guys, Brandon Marsh, you throw in Sosa. And then on top of it, not only did they bring in Sosa, but they didn't even let Sosa play left field. They just threw Weston Wilson. So why put Sosa in the bat and then throw, like, I would have rather have seen Weston Wilson. We've seen Weston Wilson have some pop. Sosa, the managerial decision, disaster.
I know. Well, my thing is, Brandon Marsh is in your starting lineup. He is starting for us game one. Why don't you let him hit? I don't care if it's a lefty on lefty. His bat has been hot. He's had a hot bat. And we take him out for Edmundo Sosa, who couldn't beat Bryson Stott in the second base starting battle, whatever you want to call it. We had to platoon him with Bryson Stott,
Right.
which is all you have to hear.
Well, I'm not.
So, I mean,
I don't hate Edmundo Sosa, right? Like, I don't. I
don't.
Angry. I'm not angry at Edmundo. Like, I like Edmundo Sosa.
No, I agree.
I like him as a bench guy, but to me, Edmundo Sosa is not someone you bring in when your postseason game one life is on the line. That's not someone you bring in. The fact that you didn't ride with Marsh in such a big game, in such a big scenario, where's the faith, Rob? Like, where is the trust? Now, I was pretty pissed when he threw in Castellanos instead of leaving Bader in. Now, I didn't know Bader was hurt at that point. But, when did Bader, they said, I have to pull it up, but they said he pulled something or he sprained something. Like, he sprained something in his leg or something like that.
It was his hamstring, but listen, you're the manager. It's the playoffs. It's not like the regular season. Regular season, it is what it is. Take him out. Playoffs, it couldn't have been that bad if, Bader wasn't, limping anywhere or something. So, you and Rob, you got to tell him to go back in. You have to tell him to go back in. At no point unless I'm missing something, if he did limp off, I take this back what I'm saying. But if he's not limping off, he's fine. You gotta put him back out there.
No, I had absolutely no idea that he hurt his hamstring. Like when they said that he was hurt, I thought that like when he got hit and like when he got almost picked off by Shohei at second base and the ball bounced off his forearm. I was like, okay, well maybe something happened there. He's hurt there, but there was no view, there was no video, there was nothing of him limping or doing anything to hurt his hamstring.
Well, so my thing is, why is Bader batting eighth? Why is he our 8-hole hitter? Why? I love Brandon Marsh. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Brandon Marsh. But in no world is Brandon Marsh our 5 hitter. Marsh would be 7, 8, 9.
Well,
Bader should be top 4.
well,
Bader should be batting 2.
No, I agree with you, but at the same time, it's also like, you know, in that situation where you have, like, I like Marsh too, and of course, Marsh is not a 5-hole hitter, but this team doesn't have a real 5-hole hitter. Like, and I do agree with you. In my opinion, I think, and I'm sure you'll agree, it should have been Turner, Bader, Harper, Schwarber, and so Schwarber at the 4. Then if you want to put Bader, then Bohm, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could run it that way. But having Bader bat 8th, who's arguably been your hottest hitter in the last month and a half, like, that's such a disaster. That is such a disgrace. Then we have Alec Bohm batting 4, and I didn't think Bohm had a bad day by any stretch, but Alec Bohm, again, is not a 4-hole hitter. Alec Bohm cannot protect Bryce Harper in big-time situations. He can't do it. He can't do it.
Yeah, well, what I saw today, only JT can protect Harper, because what does Schwarber do? Schwarber doesn't have a playoff hit since his leadoff home run against New York last year. Doesn't have a hit since. So, like, everyone wants to pay him all this money. Well, he doesn't show up in the playoffs. This team has to be built for Red October. They have to be built for the playoffs, and they haven't. They're not built. They're simply not built for it. Well, I think they're built for it, but I don't think our manager's built for it. He's a bench player.
Yeah, I just, like, I think this baseball team, when the lights are bright, they obviously shy away, and that's something we've seen day in,
Well,
day out, year after year after year, and we can agree, or whatever the case is, that Rob is part of that issue, that they don't show up when the lights are bright. Like, we can say that, but like, you can't fully blame it on him when Schwarber and Harper can't hit a baseball. Like, you can't fully blame it on him.
part of it is Rob, for not getting them ready. When was it the last time this team showed resilience and fight? Because when Harper got hit by Strider, we didn't do anything. When the Braves hit four of our guys in one series, we hit no Braves.
Yeah.
So when has it this team showed fight under Rob? Because they haven't.
Never,
They never have.
What I'm saying, though, is, like, all year this team showed resilience, and I'm going to be honest with you. When they lost the series early, when they got swept early on in New York, they fought. I thought the season was done for. They fought back, and they played great baseball. They just got swept in August in New York, and I was like, oh my God, this team's frauds. They got swept early on as well in, like, Pittsburgh. Everybody was lighting the sirens, right? Like, and all they did, every single time I counted them out, every single time other fans counted them out, they continued to just play their brand of baseball. They knew that they were good enough, and so I would say that they have showed resilience. They've proven that they can fight back, but I don't know. I don't know deep down if this baseball team is going to come out any differently on Monday. Because here's the thing. Hold on. Here's the thing. We can say all they want that they're going to come out and that they have to come out and play better Monday. That's all fine and dandy. But what this baseball team does when the pressure and the lights are bright, this baseball team goes ahead and presses way too hard. They try way too hard all the time. And, that you saw tonight, they pressed, they tried too hard. Schwarber, Harper trying way too hard to hit the ball 3,000 feet. So they have to show up Monday night and play better baseball. But I'm so lost for words, Alex. I am really lost for words. I can't take this. I can't take it anymore. And I'll tell you what, Eagles lose tomorrow, I'm going to be pretty pissed.
Yeah, well, I really do think it comes down to managing. And, I don't want anyone to blame the bye, because if you look at Milwaukee scored 9 runs on Chicago.
They looked great.
This team may not score a run on Chicago. If we were playing Chicago, they might not have a run. So, I don't know. I don't get this team. This team, we cannot win with a bench manager as our actual manager, or a bench coach. My bad,
right.
A bench coach, because that's what he was in New York and his entire career. He was a third base coach and a bench coach. What qualifications does he have to be our manager? He has none. He has none. They need a tough manager who holds players accountable, who puts out half decent lineups. I mean, he didn't even have to put out a good lineup. He had to put out a decent lineup, and that lineup today was atrocious. It was atrocious.
That lineup was an absolute disaster. That's where they lost this baseball game right there when the lineup came out. And I'll tell you this before I let you go. They're lucky to even have three runs tonight. They're lucky for that. They're lucky that they were able to get something going because Shohei finally settled in and looked great. He looked wonderful. And all week, we knew the Phillies were going to face the Dodgers. All you have to do is rack up Shohei's pitch count and get to this bullpen. And they were going first pitch fly out, first pitch ground out. Harper swinging that pitches low out of the zone. Same thing with Schwarber. Schwarber and Bryce were just watching fastballs go down the middle, and then they would get hung a slider or a curve, and they would just miss it. It was an absolute disgrace. And I do agree. I think tonight's loss, and I've said this in my title caption here on the show, Rob Thomson managed horribly. I think that is your number one reason of a loss, right? I think you lost tonight because of Rob. But what I will say is they lost tonight in all facets of the game. The Dodgers Rob managed horribly, right? I think that's number one. But this team got beat and lost in all facets of the baseball game. They got out hit. They got out coached. They got out pitched. They got out base run. Like they got everything. Everything the Phillies did, the Dodgers did better. It took the Dodgers a little bit, but they knew once they got Sanchez out of the game. And here's the thing. Here's where the Dodgers, and Alex, I appreciate the phone call, man. I really, really do. Here's what I'll say. The Dodgers realized once they were able to get the Sanchez and they got to the bullpen, they were going to take care of business. They were going to do some justice, right? Like they knew that. So they did everything in their power to work counts. They did everything in their power to work walks. Like they worked pitches. They saw pitches from Sanchez, which why like the fourth time through the lineup, they started to hit Sanchez. So they realized, right, you rack up his pitches, then you're forced to take him out and put one of the worst bullpen guys in the league in, and then you're fine and you can start to rack it on. That's what they knew. That's what they realized. That's good coaching. That is very, very, very good scouting, right? It's good scout. And the Phillies knew all week, everybody was saying that the Phillies knew that, all you had to do was rack up Shohei's pitch count, work pitches, and you get to their bullpen, and you'll be fine. And that's another thing. I'm reading a comment here from Eastern Kentucky Basketball. Eastern Kentucky Basketball says, where was Ranger or Bueller tonight out of the bullpen? I agree. Like, you saw Dave Roberts go to his best guys. He didn't trust his regular bullpen arms. He went to his trusted guys and his quote-unquote starting rotation. He went to his best arms. When the lights were bright, when things got tough, when adversity hit, Rob Thomson decided to go to one of the worst bullpens in the league. He said coming in, Ranger was available. He said Nola was available in a case of an emergency. So in that situation where all the lights are shining on you, you decide to go with a 40-year-old pitcher named David Robertson. 40 years old David Robertson. Absolutely a disastrous decision there. It was a disastrous decision with the lineup from Rob Thomson. Everything, no matter what, it did not go Rob Thompson's way. But show is not over. I do have to get the commercial in. But so we're running up against the break here. But we'll take your phone calls and more comments here on Pro Street Sports. Do not go anywhere. This is the Phillies post-game show here on Pro Street Sports. Talking all things Phillies, Dodgers, game one. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back taking your phone calls and more here on Broad Street Sports. If you're in South Philly and hungry, you need to check out Steak 'em Up on 11th and Shunk. They've got it all. Breakfast sandwiches, breakfast pizza, hoagies, classic cheesesteaks, fresh pizzas, and more. Everything's made and packed with flavor any time of the day. Stop by for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and see why locals keep coming back for more. Steak 'em Up, where South Philly comes to eat. Looking for a real Italian bite? Cafe Merlino at 6 Shoppers Lane in Turnersville, New Jersey has you covered. Fresh cutlet sandwiches, classic hoagies, and hearty pasta dishes, all made with care and the flavor you crave. Whether it's lunch or dinner or just a quick bite, every meal is packed with fresh ingredients and a bold taste. Stop by Cafe Merlino today and see why they're taking South Jersey and the Philly area by storm. Ride in style with Wagner Luxury Limo out of Swedesboro, New Jersey. Whether it's a ride to the game, an airport run, or a special night out, Wagner Luxury Limo gets you there safely and comfortably. Professional drivers, luxury vehicles, and a service you can count on. Book your ride today and arrive like a VIP. Visit online or call 856-481-8020. When it comes to tree work, Jason Pillar Tree Specialist in Galloway, New Jersey has you covered. From tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, they get the job done quickly, safely, and at a price you can trust. Keep your property looking at its best and protect your home with the pros at Jason Pillar Tree Specialist. Call today for your free estimate at 609-965-8003. That's 609-965-8003. And make sure you tell them Broad Street Sports sent you. Welcome back in, everybody, to the Broad Street Sports Phillies postgame show. Absolute disaster. 215-839-8246. That is the number to get in. Taking your phone calls, taking your comments. We are in the midst of an absolute disaster. This is an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Am I saying that it's impossible for this baseball team to come out and win, tomorrow or Monday night? Is it impossible still for them to win the series? Like, no. But what I will say is that they just made it significantly tougher. They made it significantly worse, harder for themselves. Now their backs are against the wall. Now they are forced to win a game 2 at home. Like, they are forced, and now they're going to have to press way too hard. They're going to have to try way too hard, and that it's an absolute disaster. It's an absolute disaster. Because then if you lose Monday night, which they're probably going to lose Monday night because that's this baseball team. They lose important games. They'll lose Monday night, and then they got to go to Los Angeles and try and win a baseball game there. And I don't see that happening, even in the slightest. Even in the slightest. I'm done. I'm so angry. But I can't do this anymore. I can't. But the way that they come out and play Monday night is going to show a lot about this baseball team. It's going to show a lot about their resilience. But thank you guys all for tuning in to the Broad Street Sports Phillies post-game show. Absolute disaster. I'll be doing, of course, right after the Eagles game. I will be live there. Hopefully they win. If they don't, I'll be pretty pissed with that one too. But make sure, please hit that like button and subscribe. This was an absolute disaster, an absolute collapse. Rob Thomson failed miserably. The bullpen fared miserably. The lineup failed. Everyone failed tonight. The Phillies lost at all facets of the game. They got out-coached. They got out-hit. They got out-managed. They lost in every single facet of the baseball game tonight. They did. Flat out. But thank you guys all for tuning in to the Broad Street Sports Phillies post-game show. I will see you all hopefully tomorrow night after the Eagles game against the Broncos. And, of course, Monday night, all-important game 2. Will the Phillies save their postseason career? Because they lose game 2. Like, if the Phillies lose game 2 at home and there's not a chance that they win 2 in Los Angeles, right? There's not a chance. Not a chance that they do that. So we could say everything that we want. Not a chance they win an important baseball game in Los Angeles when the lights are bright. I don't see that happening. I do not see that happening. So as I continue to say, the way that they come out and play Monday night is going to show me a lot. It's going to show me, are they resilient? Do they care? Do they have heart? Because this baseball team with tonight, they showed me when things get tough, when there's adversity, when they have to show heart and they got to show balls and they got to show guts. They don't show it. They don't have it. This baseball team, like, and I hype them up all the time, man. Like in my previews and the pre-games, like this baseball team. They every time I count them out, they show me that they're right in it. Like when they got swept early on in the year by the Mets, they crawled back. They played great baseball. When they got swept by Pittsburgh, same thing. Just in August, they did the same thing against the Mets up in Queens. They got swept. Like I said, the season's over. They proved me wrong over and over and over again, and they showed that they were a resilient baseball team. But what I've seen tonight, when things got tough, when the lights were bright, when the entire world is watching, this baseball team failed. They gave up. They showed no heart. They showed no resilience. They were gutless. They were pathetic. It was bad. It was a bad all around baseball game from this baseball team. It was an absolute disaster. And I thought Christopher Sanchez I thought he pitched well. I thought Christopher Sanchez actually pitched well tonight. He was your ace. He did what he had to do. He obviously ran into some trouble. Fine. He ran into trouble. It happens. And honestly, though, I'm happy that Rob trusted him to continue to pitch in that situation. But Rob got bit in the ass, man. His decision got bit. It hurt this baseball team. So I'm glad that he trusted, Sanchez to continue to go, continue to pitch, continue to do his thing. Great. But in the end, it really hurt him, and it doesn't help that your offense gave up. They got 3 runs tonight. They got the 3 runs, and they're like, "Oh, that's all we need." Thanks, JT. We'll head home now. JT got some hits, got some runs in the second inning. They were like, "Oh, JT got a triple. Oh, here we go. Game's over now. We got some runs. We can just, hang out here and hope that we're able to continue to hold on to the lead." That's what they said. That's what they thought. That's exactly what they felt. And that's the exact way that they played. Once they got the runs, once they got the hits in that second inning, and they went up 3-0, this baseball team packed it up and they checked out mentally. They checked out mentally. But yeah, thank you guys all for tuning in to the Broad Street Sports Phillies postgame show. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. It's free. Everything's free. Like and subscribe. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. It really helped me out with the algorithm. Of course, tomorrow night, Eagles postgame show. I'll be right here. Monday night, all-important game 2. Call you guys, of course, call into the show. You can leave a voicemail. If your thoughts tonight, you wanted to call in, and I am ending the show. If you guys did want to call in and you weren't able to call in, you guys can leave the voicemail and I will play it my next Phillies show, 215-839-8246. But definitely check out tomorrow's show, Eagles post game and Phillies post game Monday night. Of course, please like and subscribe. I'm hurting. You're hurting. This sucks. This hurts. This is brutal. I did not expect to come down into my studio and talk badly and be upset and have no faith in this baseball team. I had no idea I would come out and feel like this. I thought this baseball team was going to do things a little bit different, but I guess not. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I will see you all very, very soon. Have a good one. Harper has been absolutely insane.
I'm ready to run through a wall.
We're going to run some clock, or maybe some.
This team is destined